Welcome to season number 2 of the Go for 2 podcast. I am your host, Jackson Walls. I got my friend, my buddy, my pal, Lucas Aver with me. Episode 18 coming at you right now. What's up, Lucas?
I'm just making sure you got the episode number right.
Yeah, I got it right this time. I had to go back and look, but I have it.
You sketch me out sometimes when you just throw these numbers out there, Jackson. Okay, like I don't know what to be prepared for.
I feel that, brother. I feel that. You know, I understand. So last week we had on special guest Zacharias. Zachary, thank you for joining the show, brother. Appreciate you coming on. Man, we got an action-packed episode for you guys. Like me and Lucas.
Crazy week.
Other than the Casey episode, this is probably the most prep work we've ever done into an episode. So you guys should feel blessed, okay? Grateful, all right? Because we got an action-packed one. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, Lucas. A lot of stuff to unpack.
A lot of stuff.
Okay.
All right. And we have to start with our questions. All right. I don't want you forgetting the questions again, Jackson.
I got them right here. You didn't have to ask. I got them pulled up.
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
Okay.
All right. Got some comments. Okay. Here we go. Casey, thank you so much. Appreciate you hopping in for the comment section. Guys, remember, watch us, subscribe to us on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment down below. The question that you might have for us, right? Or a statement, or just call me out on my stuff, or tell Lucas that Tannehill's really nothing. It's up to you. But you can say whatever you want in the comments, and we're going to read it out in the show. I don't really believe that, Lucas. I love Tannehill. I think he's awesome. Okay.
No, it's okay.
By the way, you remember Casey drafted him in our little family draft. I think that's really cool. Okay, so but Casey says, I would love to see Alex Smith come back and do great. Same.
That'd be awesome.
I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Talked about that a lot on the last week's episode. Alex Smith and his return officially activated. However, we have some bit of a news regarding that. Dwayne Haskins officially named the starter for the Washington football team. So, which makes a lot of sense, right? Don't want to throw Alex Smith back out there straight away week 1 coming back. It's going to take us some time to, even though he's cleared for activity, you got to bring him up to football speed. It's
right.
Completely different. Yeah, it's a completely different game. So,
yeah.
Speaking of the next comment, we got Casey. He says, "Oh heck yeah, live streaming is a great idea." I think so too. Live streaming, I think Lucas, I think we're seriously considering it and seriously talking about it. I think that's something that's definitely going to happen in the future. Absolutely,
for sure.
Just to have some, just have that live engagement with you guys. And then the good thing about live streaming, especially here on YouTube, is that it'll immediately upload right after. So it kind of takes care of a step for us.
Right.
But you'll get to see it all. Right? It'll be unfiltered. Okay, so it's not, there's no edits beginning and end coming out here. AMZ Videos, aka Aiden, appreciate you stopping by again, Aiden. He says, "Bruh, don't be hating on me. I took a break. I just started football." I remember last week I was talking to him and I was like, "Yo, Aiden, man, you didn't comment on the video. What's up?" And so he just started football. Well, I'm glad that you just started football, brother. I hope that goes really well for you this year. Let me know what position you're playing again. I think it's linebacker and lineman. I think that's what you played last year. Maybe that's what you're playing again. Another one from Aiden. I think Alex Smith will do decent wherever he goes. Same. True. I don't think he's done playing. I think he's been on too big of a journey to come back.
Yeah, it seems like he really wants to play.
Yeah, whether he plays this year or not, maybe he rides out his contract with the Washington team and gets traded to another team that's looking for a quarterback. I mean, if Gardner Minshew's a starter, then Alex Smith should definitely be a starter. I mean, come on. I have to tell another time. Another comment from Mabel McDaniel. Awesome, with a bunch of heart emojis. Well, thank you, Mabel. Mabel, really appreciate you. Thank you for coming to the show.
Preach.
But Lucas, that's all the comments I got, brother. Comments and questions.
Awesome. So we get to get into the stuff that's just got me all excited.
It's juicy, man.
Got me all excited, Jackson. Okay, so
let's get it.
I've been on Clown Watch, for a minute now, and we haven't had any clown news. Okay, and I'm not talking about the bad clowns. I'm talking about the one good clown, Jadeveon Clowney. All right.
Oh,
been looking for the man. I got my binoculars on and everything. Been searching. Can't find nothing. Yeah. All right. So he is expected to sign with the team by this weekend, Jackson. So Monday he will be on a football field.
About dang time, brother.
So here's the deal. The Titans are still in the run. right? We're still trying to get him. Apparently, the Titans are frustrated that we haven't been able to get him in for a physical yet. I'm not sure the reasons why, but
Yeah.
new today is the Saints are making a huge push towards Jadeveon Clowney.
Now,
out of
that be
out of nowhere, I don't know. They are literally, Jackson. They are asking players to reconstruct their contracts so that they can put in an offer. Yes,
they're going for it, man. Breeze
right.
came back, and they're going all in. I love it.
So apparently, it's mostly between the Titans and the Saints right now. Jacksonville is apparently monitoring the situation. They've got plenty of cap since they've just been offloading their whole team. I don't think that'll end up happening. I don't think he would want to go to Jacksonville.
No, he wants to go play for a contender. I mean, Jacksonville's in full tank for Trevor mode right at the moment. They're amassing draft picks everywhere. They don't care.
Hey, he had an injury on the Cowboys line. You release HaHa Clinton Dix, and you can release the lineman that you had get hurt. Maybe free up some space, make a run at the Clown.
I'm down for the Clown, dude. If we grab the Clown, bro, our front seven would be absolutely filthy.
Filthy, he says.
Give me the Clown, dude. Give me the Clown.
What's up? Look. Where do you think he's actually going to go?
I really think he's going to go to the Titans. I mean, I would hope, right? I mean, Lucas, how many times we talked about this on the episode of like Hometown Heroes and various episodes here, even on the main pod. We talked about like him having a deal in principle. Him literally all that was needed was a physical. All he's needed was a physical for like the past like 3 months. I feel like we started the summer talking about him just ready to sign with the Titans, like like the start of June, end of May, and we're here in September. By the way, football's next week. Thank the football gods. Okay, I'm so happy. Lucas is going to send me his annual picture of him with the Titans, saying he's got a Titan jersey, little Titans, got a little like it's like a fisherman kind of Cowboys hat, little over the head, protect the neck. Okay, can't have that getting all burnt.
Hey, you get sunburned at these games. I'm telling you, man.
That's what I'm saying. Lucas looks too good. He's got too good of a fair skin for that. Okay, so he always sends me he's like, let the football games begin, and it's a fantastic,
very important day. Very important day.
I feel like the Titans, they made the move in anticipation for Clowney. They purposefully don't re-sign Logan Ryan to free up enough cap space to make this happen. It would be a complete tragedy to let Logan Ryan go to the Giants, by the way. Thanks for that. And not end up getting the Clown.
And traded Jarrell Casey to free up space. Which you would not have done. Like, this wouldn't have, like, if Jadeveon Clown wanted to go somewhere else, it's like, and it was up front and with everybody, it's like, okay, we re-sign Jarrell Casey, keep the leadership in the locker room, re-sign Logan Ryan. Got a little bit of wiggle room there later on. Maybe we go after like a bench player or something, but you pretty much bring the core back. But you're going all in on Clowney, and if it doesn't happen, we got some unused cap space. And we didn't re-sign our right tackle.
Yeah.
So there's some
going to the Browns.
So we did some cap saving stuff. So it's really suspicious if we don't sign anyone else. But then again, it could just be thinking into the future. We've got Corey Davis and Jayon Brown both going to be coming up needing new contracts. Rashawn Evans is a year after that.
Yeah.
So we got some spooky things happening.
I mean, could you imagine if New Orleans gets him though? You got Cameron Jordan and you got the Clown.
I mean, he could still stay with Seattle too. There's still a chance he could sign with them. Spooky.
Yeah. By the way, they just re-signed Josh Gordon.
Yes, they did.
He's officially reinstated back into the NFL, re-signed with the Seahawks on a minimum 1-year deal thing. So that's really good for them, by the way. But at this point, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of 50-50 split.
I'm scared.
I hope he ends up going with Tennessee. I am beyond frightened if I'm a Tennessee fan, because all you needed was literally a pending physical for 3 to 4 months. It hasn't gotten done. And it's not re-signed. It's not, pen hasn't been brought to paper. And all of a sudden, the New Orleans is coming out. Clowney wants to play for a contender. I mean, you got two great contenders that says you want to play in the AFC or NFC at this point. I don't know. But
I'm scared, but I'm excited.
I'm quaking in my boots. If I'm a Titans fan.
I'm scared, but I'm excited because I'm scared because they're reconstructing contracts, Jackson, to get space for this man. Like, you know that Sean Payton is telling his whole team, "Hey, we're winning a Super Bowl this year. Get this guy in
Well,
here."
they're going for it. We've been denied, and that's the message, right? We've been denied for 3-4 years straight on a couple on some crazy calls. Last year they just got beat straight up. Um, you got to go for it, man. You got.
I mean,
Feel fourth time's a charm, right?
a good chance this is Alvin Kamara's last year, because he wants to be paid. He almost didn't. He almost stopped coming to camp permanently, until he got paid. But it seems like him and Sean Payton have talked about it. So it seems like he's back to practicing again, so everything's good there. But there's just a lot. Drew Brees might be gone after this year. You got Tom Brady coming in. You got to compete with that team now. Ugh.
Yeah.
But I'm excited because we get to find out this weekend.
That dark horse team that we had. So, yeah, I'm 50-50 split to answer your question. I hope he ends up going to Tennessee.
I'm scared.
I do.
All right. So, here's moving on a little bit here.
What's up?
There's a guy that was released from a team, and I was hearing a lot of stuff early on in the week that the Titans needed to pick him up. Okay. So happy we did not pick him up. So for those of you that do not know, Leonard Fournette was cut from the Jacksonville Jaguars. They couldn't trade him. No one wanted the guy, right? So
no one picked him up on waivers either.
Yeah. Jacksonville cuts him. Here comes Tom Brady and the Bucks, swooping in and getting them a 1,000-yard rusher. So you have Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette, Gronk, Mike Evans,
yes,
Godwin. Okay?
Keep going.
All right? Yeah. You got O.J. Howard.
Yes, sir.
What else? LaShawn McCoy. What else do you need?
Yeah.
What else do you need?
Roy Jordan, I forget his name, but he's their proclaimed starter at the running back position right now. They only have a 3 running back committee. What does that remind you of, Lucas? Patriots. Where else have we seen Tom Brady with a 3 running back committee? Literally the Patriots. Deion Lewis, Sony Michel, right? James White, those type of guys. And here's the thing that is kind of interesting to me. James, not specifically James White, but also Brady loves to throw to his running backs. And I think it was, I'm not sure if it's necessarily, and I'm curious as you're going to answer this question. Do you think that was purely because he only had Edelman at receiver and N'Keal Harry and nobody else, and they couldn't get open? So he's going to do a lot of dinky dime, dump off plays, screens, trying to make something happen? Or do you think James White, Sony Michel, Deion Lewis, they were actually more productive in the passing game, and it was good for Brady to do this little dinky dime, 4 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards here? Like, do you think that Tom Brady wants to do that, or do you think that Tom Brady likes to go down the field?
I think Tom Brady wants to do that. I think he likes doing the Edelman 5-yard slant, James White dump off 3 yards, run it up the middle, Sony Michel, first down. Like, I think he enjoys doing that stuff. And then they just slither a N'Keal Harry down the sideline one time right by your guy, right?
Right. They like to mix and match. They like to throw it to multiple receivers and keep you guessing. That's right. Tom Brady-esque, right? That's kind of what I was thinking too. And so my thing with this is you have a 3-headed monster, right? You got the 3-headed monster, the running backs, Fournette, McCoy, and Jones, coming out of the backfield. You can give them each 6 solid, heavy plays per game, right? 10 plays per game each, and they are going to be like beyond fresh in the fourth quarter. Like, you can just wear down a defense with those 3 good running backs.
So, go ahead.
Keep going. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go.
Okay. Then we're going to combine the first tandem at wide receiver to both make the Pro Bowl since Larry Fitzgerald and Anquan Boldin in 2009, right? Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. We're gonna match them up on the outside. Oh yeah, and by the way, up the seam, last time this guy had 2 really good tight ends, one of which turned out to be a murderer, but that's beside the point. Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski. They were 13-3 and leading the NFL in receptions. Like, it was something ridiculous. So you have Gronk and Howard, vertical threats. You have Godwin and Mike Evans, Pro Bowl receivers, and a triple-headed monster at running back. Not to mention a refurbished O line. Oh, and you have the GOAT at quarterback. I don't know what else to say. I don't know if
Jackson.
they just did this just to do it or what.
So, would you say the Bucks are the undisputed favorites now?
Dude, okay, here's the thing. Especially if the Saints end up getting Clowney, I feel like it's really going to be tough in that division. It's going to come down to the Saints and to the Bucks. We'll get into that predictions later. But it's going to come down to those two within that division. And I think it's going to come down to those two in the NFC, period. I don't know, man. It's so hard to call. But I feel like I have to go with the Bucks as a favorite in the NFC right now. I feel like I have to. But then again, we could be just being like heavily deceived or something. You look at something and it looks amazing on the outside. You start getting into the nitty gritty and it's not working. So
I'm scared. I'm scared of them because what happened to the Browns last year? Now I know Baker Mayfield ain't no Tom Brady, but
right,
it's hard to throw. Right, but it's hard to throw a bunch of new pieces together and expect them to perform at a Super Bowl level. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like if they limp through the season, make it into the playoffs, and they've straightened their stuff out, like they could make a really deep run. But
catch fire at the right time, yeah.
Right. But as far as like being an undisputed favorite, like in their own division, being like a 1 seed and getting the bye, stuff like that, I feel like is a little stretch. It's a stretch for me, just because they're new. If I look at the pieces and the pieces all fit together perfectly, then they're the best team in the NFL. Like they can be. Their defense is full of studs. Their offense is full of studs now, especially. We know they've got a good coach. Like you might as well. You got the best player coach ever sitting on the field, Tom Brady.
Honestly, you know what I honestly feel like this is, Lucas? I feel like this is a signal from the Tampa Bay organization to Tom Brady. They're saying the Patriots didn't treat you the way you deserve to be treated as a 6-time Super Bowl champion, to bring in the weapons that you desired and needed and lacked last year. By the way, still threw for 3,500 yards to Julian Edelman and N'Keal Harry. Okay. So we're sending a signal to you. We are going to go out and go literally all in for you. We're not just going to go get you. We have Rashad. I think it's Rashad Jones' name. We have Rashad Jones at halfback. We're going to go get you LaShawn McCoy. We're going to go get you Leonard Fournette, right? Let's bring back Gronk out of retirement, all right? You have 2 Pro Bowl wide receivers at your disposal, not to mention a couple of guys that we forget to mention who are no scrubs, right, at the slot and the 4 position. They are telling Tom Brady, we are literally giving this all to you. Here literally is the keys to our castle. Go win us a championship. And I feel like there's nothing else you can do on behalf of Tampa Bay. They're going to put everything they can into the season, and whatever happens, but they're not going to go into the offseason saying, dang, what if we just did this? Or what if we pursued this person more?
Right.
They're going all in, and I respect that. I respect it.
Well, I think it's definitely like they told Brady, like, come to us, we'll throw literally the bag.
Literally the bag.
We'll give you the bag, and you can fill the bag with what you want. And then you hand us the bag. Yeah. All right. We'll make sure all the stuff's there and everything's good, and then we'll throw it at you. We're just throwing it at you, hitting you in the head with it. You're gonna get everything you want and more. And the Leonard Fournette move really reminded me of the Antonio Brown move. Like the Patriots go out and they get Antonio Brown, because these problem players like this that get cut for reasons like this just fall into line under Tom Brady. Must have something to do with all the rings. Cause
something. But yeah, you listen to me, I'm gonna go win you a championship. Just, you know what I mean? Like, and who knows? Maybe Fournette could be a key piece. We saw what he was like at LSU. Fantastic running back. We saw what he was like during their AFC Championship run. Like, this dude can ball. He can play. But
he's their number one.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like there's no structure within the Jacksonville organization. There was no steady quarterback. I don't think he was in the right system. So who knows? Maybe there's a resurgence of his career here in Tampa Bay. Maybe not. Maybe he goes into Tampa Bay and he proves to the rest of the league that if he can't do it in Jacksonville and he can't do it in Tampa, he can't do it anywhere. And he's gone and out of the league and shuffling between rosters for 3 years.
Well, he did it in Jacksonville even last year. Still, like he was their main weapon. Like I feel like he's gonna do it. The problem is, can you deal with everything else he's doing? Yeah. It's because he didn't get cut for his on the field play. He got cut for his off the field actions, and so
right.
And if you can deal with that stuff, then you're fine.
From the outside looking in, I would imagine there's a better support structure within Tampa Bay and the locker room that Tom Brady provides than there was in Jacksonville. Right. So I'm hoping that can help him in his career. I really am. I would be. I'm very happy if I'm a Bucks fan because you literally have a 3-headed monster at running back, and there's with Bruce Arians and the offensive mind that he is, the plays that he can draw up and literally keep these running backs fresh for a fourth quarter. You can give a fourth quarter to a brand new running back every game, and they're all going to be fresh for the playoffs.
Right.
You're not going to wear down a Zeke with 300 carry. He's eventually going to get worn down after 300 carries for a season, but these guys won't be. So interesting, very interesting stuff. I was very surprised by the move.
Yeah, so we're gonna slither across here to the AFC. All right. I seen it happen today. I couldn't believe it. Cam Newton has been named the starter for the Patriots.
Dude, here's the thing, man. We talked about this at length during one of our episodes. I was like, I think at first you won me over. I was like, at first, well, he's got to be the starter, right? It's Cam. You don't go out and get Cam unless he's a starter. But then I know you listen to the GM show and stuff with the Titans, and it makes a lot of sense. It's very much a Bill Belichick move. You go out and get somebody, and by the way, distract you from what else we got going on over here. Don't worry about it. Just worry about Cam and the paper. No big deal. And you need a good backup quarterback in this league. We don't know how Stidham's gonna do, but Stidham's your guy. He's the Bill Belichick dude. He's been in the system for a while, and Belichick is a system guy.
Yeah.
Cam and I really thought with Cam not having a preseason, his shot and percentage chance of becoming a starter was near zero. He must have had and is having an amazing training camp for them to want to name him a starter.
He didn't just get named the starter. He's a captain. He got picked as a captain. So he must have gone in there and just did some wild stuff, buddy.
He had to come in there with the perfect attitude and impress the absolute fire out of Bill. It's you know what? You're our guy. You're a captain. Stephon Gilmore, by the way, not a captain.
Look, man, this is what happened. He's on the plane. All right? He's on the plane on his way to the Patriots to go sign his papers, right? Mm-hmm. And he's sitting there, and he's like, I better call Tom Brady. And he had to have called that man and was just like, what do I got to do to get this respect? Because Tom knows all the guys. So, I'm sure that Cam Newton definitely had a conversation with Tom Brady about that stuff. And I think that helped him. For sure.
I'd imagine Tom's listen, man, it's Bill's house. Roll up in there, do what he says. You'll be fine. And I know Cam, this is a sign to me that he must be the Cam might be back this season. Because, listen, hold on. Listen, just follow me for a second. This is without me seeing any gameplay. I'm going to reserve final judgment until I see that. But based off what I've been seeing from social media, Instagram stories, Facebook posts, Twitter posts, dude's been working. Dude was very outspoken and vocal about what the Panthers did to him last year and how they benched him and how they got rid of him. The team that drafted him that he took to a Super Bowl, won a MVP award with.
Right.
He has a chip on his shoulder, and he wants to prove to the rest of the world that he belongs in the elite quarterback conversation. I'm not saying he does, but this is his intentions, right? And so what better place to go and do that at with the coach, literally the GOAT coach with Bill Belichick. Maybe he humbled himself.
The GOAT.
Went in there. The coach, brother. Literally the coach. Humbled himself, went in there, adopted the system. Now he's he's a captain. It's about as good a sign as you can get coming into the season as before, because it easily could have been Jared Stidham. We're okay, Cam's career's only out and out. But now that he's been named a captain and the starter, that to me signals he's had a really, really good camp
Yeah.
And maybe his attitude and his mental space is in the right direction.
Right. And that's what we would hope, right?
Of course.
Because we all want good football, and that division is. I mean, I've got the
Is it
Bills
up for
winning it.
grabs now?
I've got the Bills winning it, but it's like it's definitely up for grabs still.
For sure.
Like, because they're just all. I just don't like any of those teams.
And
Do I
super
think?
exciting stuff.
Do I think Cam being the starter from day one necessarily like immediately makes him a playoff team? Like, I don't know.
It definitely messes with my predictions. I've been assuming that Steven's been the starter the whole time, so y'all take these with a grain of salt. But
Yeah,
I mean,
they're gonna have to be a little bit more aggressive with Cam, I think.
yeah.
And so maybe we'll get to see a different version of Patriot football, which might be cool.
Definitely too. And you gotta know those guys like Edelman and N'Keal Harry, they're coming in with a chip on their shoulder too. You know, Brady left them, right? And you know, for his own reasons, and he's got to go get his and go get his bag and stuff. But at the same time, if you're an ex-teammate of his and he's been there for 20 years, you're like, dang man, like he went to go play with those guys. Like,
right?
Let's get this done. You know what I mean?
So like,
oh my god, football! Let's go! Can't wait.
All right, so. For those of you who don't know, every week we've been doing predictions, we've been counting down for the season, doing predictions from like week 1, week 2, week 3. And so this week is our last week of not having football, Jackson.
Oh, praise be to the NFL gods.
All right, it is Thursday in exactly 1 week. We get football.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Shivers. Okay. So
Chiefs versus Texans. Ooh.
That means we had to go through before the episode. We had to tally up our results from our pick'ems through all the weeks, and we had to do our playoff and Super Bowl predictions.
Yes. So, and Lucas, before you get into it, let me just preface this by saying this was all Lucas's idea. Coming into the offseason, we were like, hey, what should we do for content going into it? Because we don't want to just have a season where we started with like game 1 or whatever, training camp or whatever it was going to be. This was at the beginning of COVID. So we were like, what do we want to do to make this spicy, to make it entertaining? And Luke's like, I got a great idea. And he explained it to me. And we literally predicted every game for the entire NFL. I think this is going to become a tradition of ours too. For the entire NFL season, week 1 through 17. And we have it all here. And that then the timeline worked out perfectly. So we're really giving you guys our seeds 1 through 7, our playoff predictions, Super Bowl winners. It's all here in this episode because next week, you know, we're going to have your predictions for week 1. So it's all right here for you guys. We built up 17 weeks leading up into this. So it's just exciting stuff. Good job. Good job, Lucas. Good man.
Okay, so to start it off, Jack, let's just do the AFC and then we'll do the NFC. So what's your 7 teams? What's your 7 teams making the playoffs?
Okay. Yeah. Obviously, guys, you know, we have all of our records listed out, but we don't want to have to, you know, we're not going to go through every single one and tell you they're 4-12 or whatever.
That takes too long.
I will say I had the Jags 0-16. I don't like Gardner Minshew. He's got to win at least one game. So
here, look, real quick. Worst team in the league. I've got Washington 1-15, and then right in front of them, I got the Chargers and the Jets 2-14. Oh, and the Jags.
That's crazy.
And the Jags.
I have the Redskins and the Jags at both 0-16. I don't think that's ever happened.
Yeah.
So take all that with a grain of salt, guys. That's my prediction. Okay, so AFC, my top 7 teams. At the number 1 seed at 14-2, I got the Chiefs.
Ooh.
The 2 seed, again 14-2. It all kind of came down to like, did they play each other? Did they have a better record in their division? Blah blah blah. So I got the Steelers at the 2 seed. I have the Titans having a really good year at the 3 seed at 12-4. Dropping back down to the Bills. I got them winning the AFC East, 10-6. Ravens at the 5 seed, a way overqualified 5 seed at 13-3. That's just kind of the nature of the beast here. Colts 9-7. I have them coming in at the number 6 seed, and the Browns sneaking into the playoffs at number 8 with the 7th spot.
We have the exact same teams.
Do we really? No
All right, with completely different records, but we have the exact same teams. Okay, so the 1 seed, I have the Titans. Don't ask me how this happened.
Surprise, huh?
Somehow, I managed to talk myself every week into thinking that the Titans were going 16-0.
Oh my god, yo, Lucas.
So
if the Titans, If the Titans go 16-0, I'm gonna buy a Derrick Henry jersey and wear it on stream and wear it on the podcast.
Bet.
If they go 16-0,
realistically, in my head, my prediction for the Titans is like 12-4. Okay, so I like what you got, but 16-0 ain't too bad.
That ain't too bad at all, Mr. Lucas.
So my number 2 seed, I have the Chiefs going 15-1.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's got the Chiefs doing really good this year.
Yeah, obviously, right? Steelers 14-2 is the 3 seed.
Solid.
Yes.
I have, dude.
You got them going 14-2.
Going in on Pittsburgh this year. I have a good feel.
I have the Bills going 13-3. Their division is so bad. Their division is so bad.
13. Wow. Okay.
Okay. And then I have the Browns, the 5 seed, going 13-3.
Jesus, sir.
So flip your Browns and Ravens, because that's what I did.
Okay.
Because all right, so at the 6 seed I got the Colts going 9-7, and then at the 7 seed I got the Ravens going 9-7.
Okay, so we have the same thing for the Colts too. Really? Okay, yeah. Ravens 9-7. I can see that. It's getting into the playoffs, having a winning season, but not necessarily 14-2. That makes a lot of sense to me. Your Bills 13-3 blew me completely away. Especially with the Browns 13-3. I do think they're going to have a better year and get into the playoffs this year, though. But I have them getting in at that number 7. Remember, guys, this is the first year with the number 7 seed. So how it's going to work is literally only the first team, the number 1 seed. That's why it's so important this year. You get a bye, and of course, home field advantage. And then so the remaining 6 teams will play each other in a normal bracket, and that's how it works out. So, wow.
So we got the same teams. So we're doing good. We're doing good. We're lining up. Just kind of different records. On to the NFC, Jack.
NFC, okay. I have a team going 16-0 as well. And when I told you this, you were like, wow, because you always pick the favorite team, Jax. True, I kind of do. Okay, so I have Seattle going 16-0 with the Seahawks. I feel like that has been supported with today's signing of Josh Gordon. I doubt it's going to be 16-0, but I feel like it's a solid 13-3, 12-4 realistically. But for whatever reason in this, I have them 16-0. Number 2, I have Tampa 15-1. I have them just kind of flying through their schedule. I know you're looking at me just kind of gawking and freaking out. Number 3, I have the Cowboys at 12-4, winning their division, hopefully with Mike McCarthy. At the 4, I got the Vikings at a solid 11-5, winning their division. At number 5, I have a very overqualified Saints at 15-1. Obviously, because at the 2 seed, you can only have, the division winner. That came down to strength of schedule. And then number 6, I have the 49ers at 12-4, and the Packers sneaking in at number 7 at 10-6. That's kind of my playoffs in the NFC. So let me guess, judging by the look on your face,
you have you have a 16-0, a 15-1, a 15-1, and then what? A 13-3, and then a 12-4. Oh, a 12-4.
2 12-4s.
And
2 12-4s and 11-5
okay.
and a 10-6. Yeah, not gonna happen. I think so too. Whenever I started looking at this, I was like, "Wow, there's no way this is actually going to be the case."
Okay.
But you know what? We're having fun.
Mine's a little better balanced. I've got Seattle 15-1.
Okay.
But then I have the 2 seed, the Vikings 12-4. Okay. I don't have 2 15-1 teams. Weirdo. Then I got the Cowboys 11-5 with the 3 seed, and then the 4 seed being the Saints at 10-6.
Okay. Yeah, that's way more realistic. But
I mean, the Saints literally lost to the Vikings last year. Like to me they're not 15-1. No, the Vikings are good.
When you asked me that question before I looked at the predictions, are the Saints 15-1? No. Apparently I have them going that. So hey.
So then I have the 49ers coming in at the 5 seed, overqualified 5 seed, 11 wins. Then I have the Bucks at the 6 seed, 10-6. So I have the Bucks and the Saints both going 10-6, and then I have the Saints making it over the Bucks.
Gotcha.
And then I have the Packers as my 7 seed going 9-7.
Okay, so we have like the same teams, just
Yeah.
obviously with like crazy different records. But I can see the scenario where, regardless if it's 15-1 or 10-6 or wherever it's going to be, I can see a scenario where it's going to be Tampa versus New Orleans, and one of them's going to get the edge over each other, and the other one's going to be an overqualified 6 seed. So,
Right. And it's like in the NFC North, we like the Vikings. In the East, we like
right,
the Cowboys. In the South,
yeah,
we're kind of stuck.
okay. So we're lining up. I just have some wild records. So,
Yeah.
but the important thing is, I think we're going to have pretty much close playoff matchups, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So let's go to the playoffs, Jack.
Y'all should see everything going into this. Like I got records and I got brackets and
Okay.
I got
So
teams.
take me through your AFC bracket.
All right, my AFC bracket, obviously at the number 1 seed, I have the Chiefs, right? So they're going to get that first round bye and home field advantage, right? So that matches up 4 against 5, which is going to be the Bills against the Ravens in my bracket. So that should I give my predictions, or are we just going to just give the lay of the
Yeah,
land?
yeah. Just go ahead and like say who you think's gonna win.
Okay, all right. Well, I have the Ravens winning that matchup against the Bills. And then later on in the bracket at the 2 seed, of course, I got the Steelers. Right, I have them matching up against the Browns at 8-8 for the number 7 seed. I have the Steelers taking that, and then I have the Titans playing the Colts. Right, so this is super interesting to me, to where you could have the Titans winning the division, but the Colts coming in at the 6th. 3 play 6 this year, so they play each other. I have the Titans, of course, taking that one. Which leads to so it kind of worked out how I wrote out the bracket, because NFL bracket's not a traditional bracket in the sense of like, oh, okay, these 2 teams play each other, and then that results in this one, and it just moves on continually through the bracket like you would assume a normal sports thing does. No. So the highest remaining seed left plays the lowest remaining seed left past the first round. So it gets weird and gets wonky once you start getting into it. But from what I have the Chiefs matching up against the Ravens, Mahomes versus Lamar. I got Mahomes taking that, going to the AFC Championship. Steelers against the Titans. Steelers, for me, incredible team all year, destroying everyone. Mike Tomlin with a fantastic head coach, but I think they're going to get hit in the mouth by Derrick Henry. He's going to get stiff-armed. Mika Fitzpatrick is going to get sent to the wall. I got the Titans running their way back to the AFC Championship. Unfortunately, yes, sir. Unfortunately, falling to the Kansas City Chiefs and Kansas City moving to the Super Bowl. But that's my AFC bracket, and frankly, I think this would be incredibly exciting games. You're looking at Josh Allen versus Lamar. You're looking at Pittsburgh against there's rivalry matchups everywhere. So I'm happy with my bracket.
So we're kind of the same, kind of.
Okay.
So I come in. I have the Titans as the 1 seed, so they're getting the bye, right? Then I have the 2 and 7 matchup being the Chiefs at the Ravens. All right, so we're getting that Mahomes Lamar action early. All right, I have the Chiefs winning that game still. I don't think Lamar can keep up. Then I have the 3 and 6 seed with the Steelers at the Colts, or not at the Colts. Sorry, Colts at the Steelers. The Steelers will win that game. Okay. And then I have the Bills and the Browns playing, with the Browns beating the Bills.
Okay, so we have some different advantage. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Different matchups. Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, so then you have the 1 seed Titans playing the 5 seed Browns. Of course, the Titans win.
Yes, sir.
Even though the Browns had a good year, congratulations to them. They made the playoffs this year. You probably never be back.
You win a playoff game. Congratulations, Baker Mayfield. First time for the Browns in forever. Good for you.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Big deal.
It is a big deal.
On the other side, crazy good game. An amazing game.
Yes.
Chiefs at the Steelers. That's awesome.
Gonna be if that happened, that would be insane.
That's an awesome game. Yeah,
I'm still
and that defense against the Chiefs, ooh, spooky. And I have the Steelers winning. I have the Steelers beating the Chiefs because of their defense, and I think they get outcoached. I think their defense with Mike Tomlin coaching them beats the offense.
I feel like if you're going to have a coach that's going to outcoach Andy Reid, it's going to come down to 2 people in the AFC. It's going to come down to either Bill Belichick or it's going to come down to Mike Tomlin. I feel like those guys are on par with Andy Reid, so I feel like that's fair in the coaching argument.
Yeah, I think Mike Tomlin is the only defensive coach that's going to be able to outcoach him. So then I have the
Okay.
Titans Steelers AFC Championship.
That would be crazy.
Okay. I have the Titans winning.
Surprise, surprise. All right.
I think we run the football better.
I think
That's
so.
where it's going to be a defensive game. That's what it's going to come down to. And you can be as smart as you want, but it's hard to tackle a train.
Yeah.
So
It is hard to tackle a train. I feel like,
in my bracket, it's in Tennessee also.
which makes a big difference. And I feel like your defense is going to be better against their offense and vice versa.
Right.
Like, I feel like you're going to be able to shut down Juju, whereas they're going to have a harder time dealing with the run with Derrick Henry and then dealing with the over-the-top game with the play action. So, okay.
Okay.
Hey, Titans in the Super Bowl, 16-0,
Titans
making that run.
Hey.
New Jersey's being purchased. All right.
We're going to do it. Brady couldn't.
Dang, Casey's gonna hit you for that one.
All right, go NFC.
My NFC bracket. So I got obviously number one. I have the Seahawks, right? So they're getting that first round bye.
Yep,
Right
I
there
got
at the
the
number
same.
1 seed. Yes, sir. My 2 versus 7 game. I have Tampa playing against the Packers. We got Brady versus Rodgers, round 1, which would be and. Just know, whenever I talk to you throughout this whole bracket, just know this is not how this was planned. This is how I.
This is a blowout, though. I just want you to know that this game you're about to talk
Tampa's
about.
taking it for sure. In my 3 versus 6 game, we got the Cowboys matching up against the 49ers. Big part here is the Cowboys in 3 seeds, so they're going to be at home. I feel like they play at home better with playoff games. I feel like Cowboys edge out the 49ers for my own selfish reasons also, but I feel like I don't trust Jimmy G. I feel like their offense is not going to be as productive this year. Yes, the 49ers have a much better defense, and Nick Bosa frightens me, but I feel like we get it done. I feel like we get it done in the end. Close game. It's like 14-13 or something ridiculous. Cowboys winning that. Then my 4 and 5 game rematch last year, divisional round. Vikings against the Saints. I feel like the Saints 3 times a charm, finally get it done. And then Saints go marching in, baby. Saints winning that game. It's going to be nice. Okay, so that matches up 1 versus 5. Seattle versus New Orleans. All indications for whatever this year should be that Seattle should win this game. However, you know what? I'm going for it, man. I'm going for my Saints winning the game. I'm going for them winning on the road and going to the NFC Championship game. Breeze is on a destiny type of year. Tampa versus the Cowboys. I love my Cowboys, but we're not going to be able to hang. I feel like we get beat like 35-20 or 35-17. Tampa goes on the NFC Championship game. Look at this, man. I would have Brady against Rodgers. I'd have Brady against the Cowboys. Would be fun to watch. I'd have Brady against Breeze for the NFC Championship game, and I got Brady going back and hosting his very own Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, Florida, against the Chiefs. I have Tampa going all the way. What's up? What's up?
I can't stand you. So on my side, Seattle number 1 seed.
Yes,
so they're getting the bye. Then I have the 2 and 7 with the Vikings against the Packers. Okay. I got the Vikings winning. All right.
That's fair.
Matt Lifley ain't nothing. All right.
Lefty.
Then I have the 3 and 6 seeds with the Cowboys and the Buccaneers. I have the Cowboys winning this game, Jackson. Let me talk about why Tom Brady's going to be out in the first round against the Cowboys. This is why.
I'm listening.
All the time, the hype is around the Cowboys. 24/7. Hype is just being shoved down their throat. They're so good. Sure. They're going to win this game. They're going undefeated. There should be 2 MVP candidates. Number 1, Zeke. Number 2, Dak Prescott. All right?
Let's go. Woo-hoo.
But I think instead coming into this game, it's Brady, Tampa, and the Cowboys feel slighted. And I think they come out and win this game.
You know what? I like the way you think.
I think also maybe you catch them looking forward a little bit. They have this really good year. Not sure how Tampa's going to be able to handle that because there's not a lot of players on there that have experienced winning a whole lot.
True. True.
So, Cowboys come out, smack them in the face, win the
Love it.
football game because Zeke's going to run.
Hey,
All right?
I'm down with it, brother. Let's do it.
Then I got the 4 and 5 seeds with the Saints at the 49ers, and Drew Brees is going to get killed.
Really?
He might get sacked 5 times.
Bosa is that guy. That's what I'm saying. I was terrified.
Yeah,
I'm terrified of him.
it's terrifying. I really don't see the Saints being able to keep up with the 49ers defense. That's the only thing that gives them the edge in this game. Low scoring game, I think. 49ers edge it out.
Okay. All right.
So then I have the Vikings at the Cowboys. Now the Cowboys are coming in and everyone's feeding them the energy. They're going to the Super Bowl. They're going to win, and they lose to the Vikings.
Yeah, we just beat Tampa. Woo! We
Boom.
beat Brady.
Yeah. And then boom, Vikings. Dalvin Cook going off on you. Kirk Cousins, Kyle Rudolph catching one-handed.
Wouldn't that be something? You beat Brady on his quest for a 7th ring. You lose to Kirk Cousins. That would be a very Cowboys thing to do.
I'm just saying. It works out perfectly. Then I have the 49ers at the Seahawks. Okay. Big game.
Huge
really
game.
Big game. Seattle wins because Seattle's sweeping them in the regular season, and then Seattle's winning this game again. They're going to beat them all 3 times. It's going to be beautiful. So then you have Seattle. Then you have Seattle and the Vikings. Who's going to win that game, Jackson?
Seattle.
100%. Exactly. So you know what that gives us in the Super Bowl? The Titans versus the Seattle Seahawks.
That would be amazing.
Ooh, I think that would be an incredibly good Super Bowl. I think it would be a great matchup.
Same.
I have the Titans winning 27-24. We just signed Gostowski. Is that his name, Steven Gostowski?
Is he going to give you an Adamantary moment?
And he is going to kick the game-winning field goal.
Hey, I would love that to happen. I have Tampa going up against Kansas City, and I have Tampa winning their first home Super Bowl, and I have Brady riding off into the sunset with 7 rings. We talked about it at the beginning of the season, Lucas, and you know what? I decided to have fun. Let's go. Tampa, Super Bowl champs. What's up? Brady, 7 rings. Woo woo.
Okay.
Probably not going to happen.
Take away a bunch of our stuff. Seattle being in the Super Bowl, I think, is very realistic. I think the Titans have a chance, but there's so many people in front of them. The Cowboys, I can definitely see them winning their first round. I don't see them going past the second round. I think the teams, the Vikings can win their first game, maybe not their second in the playoffs. But I definitely like the teams that we have in. I think these are the 14 teams you're going to see in the playoffs for sure.
Absolutely, yeah, for 100%, and we'll see what happens. That's why they play the game, right? You can't predict it on paper. That's why any given Sunday things happen. That's why the Titans beat the Patriots last year. That's why they went into Baltimore, beat them. That's why we can't make the playoffs at 8-8 after getting beat by a practice squad. Is what it is. But that's why football is exciting and it is fun, and I cannot wait. And guys, we have football next week immediately. Kansas City starting playing against the Texans, but don't worry, we're not done here yet, Mr. Lucas, are we?
We got a little bit of take it or leave it to do.
Oh, it's my favorite. So it's my favorite thing.
Okay, a little bit of take it or leave it.
Yes, sir.
Those of you that do not know, Take It or Leave It is a segment I do every single week where I ask Jackson, 4 or 5 statements, whatever. Right now, I've only got 2, so I'm going to come up with 2 more in between now and me telling the other 2. All right? And Jackson's going to take it, leave it, talk about it, give us his wonderful words. All right? Tell us what he thinks.
Segment of all time.
Number 1.
Yes, sir.
So the Cowboys cut Clinton Dix, right?
Yeah.
In theory, they did this for some cap space. And with that cap space, they sign people.
Yes.
Take it or leave it, Mr. Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys are going after Earl Thomas.
Oh, man. He hasn't signed with the team yet. Earl Thomas would definitely, no question, immediately help out our secondary. Just kind of like an Abrams thing. Abrams definitely would have helped us out. You know what? I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna go for it. Jerry Jones is notorious for saying, "Hey, we're not getting into that right now. We're not worrying about it. We're not gonna get into that or whatever. We're definitely not pursuing, and then 2 weeks later go for it, right? Not going to give in to Zeke and his nose ring and Cabo. All right, but the 3 days later we give him one of the biggest contracts in NFL history. So, when it comes to Jerry Jones and what he says and is and what's not, then I tend to just let things unfold and see what happens. I think we go after Earl Thomas. I feel like there's no other reason to get rid of HaHa. I feel like he's a Pro Bowl caliber type player. He's played very well in several other defenses, and we desperately need someone at safety. So I feel like you don't get rid of him in the cap space that he clears up unless you're going for somebody that can help immediately. And I feel like that's going to be Earl Thomas.
So we're taking it.
We're taking it. Yes, sir.
Cowboy. Okay, I'm gonna take it too. I think it's super sketchy, right?
Yeah. It caught me completely off guard when I read that this afternoon.
Number 2, Jackson. Take it or leave it. Jacksonville will be drafting Trevor Lawrence at the end of the year.
Take it.
You taking it?
Taking it.
Taking it. We're gonna start the next season of football with Trevor Lawrence getting drafted to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville Jaguars. I haven't gone 0-16 in my predictions. I feel like
I'm taking it too, but
let's look at all the different moves that they've made. You get rid of your Pro Bowl pass rusher. You send him to Minnesota. By the way, that makes Minnesota an even crazier threat. Okay, in the NFC North, their defense is absolutely insane now. Okay, I think they just got rid of a safety today for a 5th round pick. They got a conditional 3rd round pick from somebody else. They are amassing picks and amassing a lot of them very quickly, similar to what you saw Miami do last year. Miami started trading Minkah Fitzpatrick. They traded away several different players to amass picks and get people out, to bring in new blood, and that's exactly what Jacksonville needs to do. They're not gonna. If you look at their starting 11 on offense, I think I saw a stat somewhere, and I have to look it up for you guys. But it was like their total cap that they've allocated for their starting offense is like $20 million across the board, all 11 people. You got $870K in Gardner Minshew, right? Meanwhile, we just signed Dak to he's got a $36 million franchise tag on him alone. So we're spending more money on a quarterback than they're spending on their entire offense. So they're going cheap. They're saving money. They're saving cap space. They're getting draft picks. They're tanking, and they're fine with it, and they're okay. Trevor Lawrence is going to be a Jaguar next year, and they're going to try and build some talent around him.
So I'm going to halfway take it. They're definitely going to draft him, or they're going to draft Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather them get Justin Fields.
Okay.
Just because Trevor Lawrence scares me more. So there you go.
They're going to be drafted.
Do what?
They're going to be drafted number 1. I'll be very surprised if they don't.
All right, so the next 3 things I got, Jackson, that I just came up with a second ago, it's going to tie into some stuff we're going to do next week, right? So next week, with the season beginning, we will be doing our predictions. I love doing predictions. We do so many of these crazy predictions.
We do.
For like the basic awards, we got Rookie of the Year, MVP, Coach of the Year, stuff like that. And we got to do predictions for that before the year starts, because if we don't do it before the year starts, and it's like, oh, you've seen week 1, and all of a sudden there's this random, and crazy stuff happens week 1 that can really influence some stuff. So, anyways, the next 3 are going to kind of get into that. So take it or leave it. Tua wins the Rookie of the Year award.
Here's my only problem with that is, like, I keep hearing reports that he might not be starting, which blows me away. Which I can halfway understand because they want to kind of save him until they build their offensive line some more. So I get it from that perspective. But at the same time, I feel like you drafted him at number 4 or number 5, and you play him. But, I mean, hey, I feel like if he plays, then he's definitely a contender for that Rookie of the Year spot. 100%. I feel like he has a talent. The reports on his leg are that he's healthy, he's ready to go. He might even be better than he was before. I expect nothing less from a quarterback with that kind of caliber if he plays. So I guess I'll halfway take it. But it's hard to decide if he's even going to be able to play. Seems like they're going to start with Fitzpatrick and see how it goes. But I feel like he comes into some point in the year, and maybe that hurts his chances. But if he plays all year, yeah, he's winning it.
So I'm gonna take it with some conditions. The first condition, he has to play 3/4 of the year. Okay.
Okay.
The next condition is he can't get hurt.
He can't.
He can't get hurt at any point in time. So he has to be starting by week 4,
And not get hurt.
And he can't get hurt.
Yeah, and I would even add some condition on that too. Like he has a lot of competition, man. Like that's why I feel like he almost has to start the full year. I feel like he doesn't. If he doesn't start the full year, we got CeeDee Lamb out here in Dallas. We got Henry Ruggs out here in Vegas.
Well, here's the thing about that. Before you start naming off all these players, we need to think about last year. We got AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
All really, really good rookie years.
And who ended up winning? The quarterback, Kyler Murray.
And then the quarterback wins. I think if Tua plays 3/4 of the year and he doesn't suck like Dwayne Haskins, he gets it because he's a quarterback. So he's gonna get it.
Even if guys like say CD plays all 16 games, but Tua plays 12.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Well, yeah, quarterbacks are definitely way more favored to win something like that.
Well, I mean, like let's say CeeDee Lamb has 1,000 receiving yard year.
Yeah.
DK and AJ both did, didn't they? I know AJ definitely did.
Yeah.
And I think DK did. And so it's just like 1,000 yards as a wide receiver as a rookie is a pretty big deal, and you just neither one of them got it. Josh Jacobs had a great year.
Provided he plays, yes, I would assume so.
All right. Next up, take or leave it. Patrick Mahomes wins the MVP award again.
I think he has an extremely good chance to do it, right? I mean, also, by the way, congratulations to Patrick Mahomes. Recently just got engaged to his longtime girlfriend, high school sweetheart. Congrats to you, buddy. Saw that on Instagram. Pretty cool. Speaking of that, so he has had a fantastic past 9 months in terms of minus the global pandemic. This dude's just won a Super Bowl MVP. This dude just got the absolute bag, biggest contract in NFL history. Just got engaged. He's about to be married. He is the guy in the NFL right now, the perennial number one quarterback. This is what everybody's talking about. And so I feel like that comes with two things. Number one, easiest odds to repeat as an MVP because you're already a favorite. However, there's a caveat to that. There's a lot of pressure that comes with it too. Every eye is on you. Every target is on your back. Everyone is coming for you because they want to get a sack on the best quarterback. They want to shut you down. They want to put you in the dirt. They want to prove to themselves and to their team that they are better than Patrick Mahomes, the number 15. So it kind of evens out. There's some pros and cons there. I feel like he has to come in as the favorite because of his stats and who he is and what contract he got and what he just did last year. But it's going to be harder for him to win because literally everyone's gunning for him. And we see what happens when things like that happen year after year. Right, the Rams were an incredible favorite, right, coming into, I think it was 2 years ago, right? But they had the slump off the Super Bowl year. So
right. I think right now Mahomes is the favorite. Even though Lamar Jackson had an amazing year, I don't see him repeating that kind of year. I think Mahomes is the favorite. Just won a Super Bowl. I mean,
I feel like he'd have to have like a 10-6 type of year, to kind of put himself off of that. I feel like if he goes 11-5 or 12-4 and better, it's going to be really hard for somebody to say no to him. To win that MVP trophy.
Take it or leave it. We get what we wanted last year. Mike Tomlin wins Coach of the Year.
Absolutely, 100%. I'll call it, bet it right now. I'm telling you, man, he should have won it last year. And you and me are both in full agreement on this. He brought his team to 8-8, literally almost made the playoffs. If it had been the same format as it was this year, he would have made the playoffs last year. He showed his coaching prowess, making trades to go get Minka, right, and literally playing with the third string team and going out there and winning football games that he should not have won. I am really excited to see what Pittsburgh can do this year. I will be incredibly disappointed if they end up going 9-7 or 8-8. But they are my favorite team from last year to just come back, most improved team of the year. Mike Tomlin should definitely, and is my favorite for head coach of the year candidate off the rip, 100%.
Yeah, I definitely think if they have as good of a year as we're expecting them to, he gets it.
11-5. Yeah. You know, you bring back Big Ben, you bring back those guys, and you come out and you make the playoffs. Potentially you win your division. Oh, yeah, 100%. Especially with the Ravens as hot as they were last year. Coach of the year, which I hope so.
That's it, though, Jackson. That's all the TRLs I got. And next week, don't forget, we're going to be doing our predictions for that. There's also a chance maybe we get going on some YouTube live streaming.
We're definitely looking into that and messing out with that. We'll let you guys know. We'll make a YouTube post ahead of the week, and I'll send out some Facebook messages to those viewers and stuff. If we do decide to go live, to let you guys know for a time. If not, we'll definitely have an update for that for you next week for the show. But guys, thanks so much for listening. Excuse me, good look. Ooh. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching, hanging out with us each and every week. It really means a lot to us. I mean, me and Lucas love doing this podcast.
Yep.
We've been doing this for 17, 18 straight weeks now, heading into the season. The season's finally here. We're going to get to talk about actual real life happening football. And considering everything that's gone on in the year 2020, we should feel extremely blessed. And I feel like this season is going to have a special place in everybody's hearts with everything going on, just to have this game back. So be sure to leave a like, leave a comment. We'll read out your comments at the beginning of the show. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and more, all those places. YouTube seems to be the place where everybody loves us at the moment. So please click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell every single time that we decide to go live and every single time that we upload a brand new video for you guys. But I think that's it from all of us. I got it all. Deuces.
Deuces.